All right, let's do this. We have some big fish to fry with our topic du jour: mastering our magic, captivating our audience, presenting magic. Hey, where are we? We'll talk about more wherever we are. Let me say hello to the kindred spirits and salutations. Hey, it's been a couple weeks. I had to do some life things. Last week, the wife insisted we go life ourselves to the beaches of Mississippi, get some sun and some adulting in. So we did that. Give me a thumbs up for adulting, and give me a thumbs down for cutting your thumb with a steak knife, which I did when we got home. I'm working today under just a minor bit of duress. Got it right on my nail. I probably could have used a stitch, but I didn't get the stitch. So there's the story time. So yeah, over the last few days, instead of crafting sleight of hand videos, when did I do this? Saturday, Sunday, it's like 5 days. I'm still not 100%. I decided that instead of teaching sleight of hand and magic tricks, and focus on the real secrets, presenting magic. What you're looking at here is a course offering from, let's see, you're going to get a little sneak peek today. We're not going to go down the whole rabbit hole, but look where I'm at. I'm in the shopping cart of learnsleightofhand.com. Let's go back a little bit further. Yeah, this is the lesson I was crafting. This will be a free lesson on the site. Let me thank you, Nick. Hey, Nick, thanks. I hope your leg's feeling better, brother. I didn't even say hi to everybody. We're just going to skip that. I got too much to do, but I see you. I see you all. Daniel and Jesse and Patrick and Tim and Chris. What's up? Scott, you're out there. Nick, all right. So here's what I was doing. I was doing these lessons the proper way, because the way you absorb this information is through text. I do recommend books. I have a library here. I thought what I'd do as a professional who's been around the block is take some time and record some of the important things that a magician needs to know about presentation and misdirection and routining. And you're going to be able to go look at all this in about a week. Certainly by the end of this month. As mentioned, this will all be free. But I also know this: you lazy butts don't want to read this stuff. So look at this. This is actually the video today. So in the future, we can go through the multiverse and look at this event we're doing today. And I've taken the time to surmise these lessons into kind of a Google slide presentation. And it might take us 20 minutes to get through 10 highlights. I just picked some, like the primo things you need to know to make your magic strong, to be a better magician beyond the tricks. And so today we're going to do a little webinar on that. And we're going to get through that. I've got a couple other things to talk about. Maybe let me stick this site back up here, because I was also happy. Am I here? I'm here. I was also happy. I was chatting with my buddy. You've met him. Jimmy Talks a Lot. I'm going to go over here to the courses. One of the things you'll get if you join the membership is access to my YouTube members archive that it pertains to sleight of hand. So if an item that's been on my YouTube channel pertains to sleight of hand in particular, you'll be able to get some of those lessons. So if you're a YouTube member looking maybe to transition into my new endeavor, that'll be here. Let's take a moment as I show you one of the things I'm going to be doing with this course. As visiting magicians come through the concave, I capture them, ask them to share a lesson. This one actually went to Jimmy's Substack. So if you're a member of Jimmy Talks a Lot Substack.com, you've seen this. And if you haven't joined the Substack, why not? Go join it. But here's a moment with Jimmy, so you can kind of get an idea of like a lesson from a YouTube member point of view. Hey, salutations, kindred spirits. Look who wandered into the studio. He was in here a couple days ago. I filmed a little coin sequence, some coin juggling. He's going to teach it to us today. But get the notebooks out for sure. Here's Jimmy Talks a Lot with his coin juggling. Nice. almost super.
So hey, we're in the studio filming a couple of tutorials for Jimmy's Substack. It's what is it?
It's jimmytalksalot.substack.com.
Jimmy, we're getting the plug
if
in.
you go there, you can get some free stuff. He's got articles. You write about busking and magic theory and other esoteric subjects.
Yeah, esoteric, yeah.
And then your
All right,
instructional.
so look, my goal here is not to showcase this whole tutorial. I'll give you a little look at how the teaching segments go, but we're going to breeze on to our subject matter soon. And I have one other thing I want to talk about.
When I give it a blow, you'll notice that it's rolling. It's once again kind of a feel thing. The coin toss. Now, you'll notice when they're in the air, they're a little bit separated. I'm doing that on purpose with my fingers. The way I do that is when I give it a toss, when I go up, I kind of give it a little spin. I hold them all together, I give it a little spin. And once again, it's kind of a feel thing. You can feel, once you've done it 1,000 times, you can start feeling.
All right. I say this. I say that's enough of that. We turn that off. And yeah, that's a brief look at some of the things that are going on, and we will return to the site briefly to go over some of the subject matter at hand. Hey, as I talk about this site, I'm going to encourage viewers of this video to leave some comments on the video below. I want to get a sense of interest in the forthcoming site, and I want to offer some people to come in as a beta tester, which I'll be opening the doors for next Wednesday. Students to come in and poke around. Let me know what's working. Let me know what's not working. And I've contacted a handful of you already. We'll have some people in there to join you. There's a forum. You'll have my Discord access. I've expanded the library, and then you'll have access to all of the courses. There's many. There's a lot of material to look at, and I'm just excited to share it all with you. It's been a journey getting here. Bear with me while we come to the final stretch. All right, so other things happening in my life. I wanted to mention this. Today, this afternoon, I spent some time with Jeff Copeland over at Copeland Coins. Where are we here? Copeland Coins. I'm doing a little thing with Jeff this weekend on the 19th for the Loop. So he has the Loop, which is Jeff's membership offering, focused on coin magic and also coins themselves. If you are a member of the Loop, I will be ingratiating myself with coin magic in your living room if you choose to have me there. Now, I want to talk a little bit about Jeff and also his products. As I was putting this it'll be a coin lecture together, I wanted to talk about some of the material that I use that employs a copper silver coin. This is a coin gaff in magic where is it? It's so good, I couldn't see it. So this is a Kennedy $50 on the front, and the copper side on the back is, I believe it's a commemorative zoo coin. And let me show you. I believe these are nickel coins with maybe a copper plating. I'm not sure, but this is the copper zoo coin, and this is to be recommended specifically for this infinity edge that Jeff developed for this coin. Let me see if I can get a good focus on this thing. A lot of times with our copper silver coins having mirror problems, there's a line that's discernible. There we can kind of see it, where the coin goes from silver to copper. But in this production of this copper silver gaff, you do not get such a line. This thing just seamlessly is silver on one side and copper on the other. On the 19th, I will be discussing some of the copper silver routines that I use and have used in my life. And to the best of my memory, I don't think I've taught these things online before. So this will be an exclusive to the Copeland Coin community, and I'm excited to share some of these ideas. I've got some really cool copper silver handlings. Now, full disclosure, I paid for this copper silver coin. I wanted to have the best. And as I was going into Jeff's event, I said, hey, Jeff, let me buy one of your coins. And then to my surprise, happy me, I got some bonus things when the package arrived. I'd like to share a couple of them with you now because I think they're worth your attention. One of them is the Copeland shell. So Jeff is now making shells, which is like a thumb tip for a coin. This goes perfectly atop the, it's atop the copper silver coin in this case. It is a perfect shell. And boy, what a treat it was to get one of these in this package. And I'll also mention this, right before this stream started, I was poking around the tutorial and I thought, wow, what an amazing tutorial that Jeff offers with the coin sets. And I believe you get a tutorial with everything you buy. Like part of his membership, he sends you coins and then you get a tutorial on how to use the coin. The tutorial,
keep it as quiet as possible,
uses text, photographs, and
the next thing I
video.
want to talk about are some displays. Now with the shell, you cannot show the back. That would be a very bad thing.
We're going to let this play for a minute.
Like it does have a back. If you watched our copper silver video, I have a very fun one-handed turnover, which looks like this. And if it's done out of frame, you can make it appear that the coin is actually shown on both sides. So if I'm talking over here, I could do this out of frame and it looks like I turned the coin over. And that's simply done by rotating the coin back, almost flashing the backside, but not kicking the finger back over the thumb again. So I'll show you that in a more exposed view. I can give this rotation, and it's really simple. It's just a little knack that you'll pick up very quick. But if you do that at a frame, that's a simple way to show the front and back coin.
Hey, who just learned something?
You'll know.
I did. And I'm showing this tutorial without Jeff's permission. He might be mad at me now. I might be fired from the lecture. But I wanted to give the quality of the tutorial that he offers with these coins. I'm going to open one of the sets that he sent me. In addition to the shell, I got another bonus. These are his custom coins, which you get as part of the loop, I think every month, if I'm not mistaken. I might be mistaken, so I should quit talking about that. But you get coins crafted for sleight of hand. So these are $1 and $half size coins. I believe the ones in this package are the Kraken coins, and I think the Dragon coins. And I'm gonna risk doing this again as I bust into this this packaging. What a great way to share your products and keep them safe in shipping. It's always risky to send anything through the mail, and I've had, as a magic retailer, several items that have been damaged in shipping. So I'm really super pleased with this, just the packaging. I think it's super smart. We'll give you all just a quick peek at these coins. I'm interested in the milling on the edge, and in particular this one. Look at the edges of this coin, designed specifically to be the best grip. You can see the notches in that. This is the Dragon coin. You can go to Copeland Coins and learn more about these things if you'd like. I've left a link in the description of this video. I've also left a link to the, oh man, that's like glue. I've also left a link to the interview I did with Jeff Copeland. This a few months ago, earlier this year. We had Jeff on the stream, and boy, if you want an easy classic palm, get one of these coins. Yes, he also makes them in $half size. So this is the steel, steel Dragon coins. And this is the green soft Kraken coin. And it does have a softer feel. So if you do coin magic that might need less talking area, this could be a coin that works a little better for you. They don't make as much noise as they rub across one another would be the idea. Really? So, in other news, thank you, Internet. Thank you. Sadly, that was the fourth one I've opened. I had the copper silver, the shell coin, and then I got duplicate coppers. I had 2 of these in the package. How embarrassing. All right. Thank you all for allowing me to grow as well. Look, these things are going in my man purses anyway. They're going to spend the rest of their life in this little TCC coin purse. So it really doesn't matter how this opens. And Jeff, if you're watching this, I apologize for destroying your beautiful packaging. But the coins arrived safely. Yeah, we don't know. Instructions unclear. There was nothing there to let the simple Homo sapien know how to open these plastic things. All right before the stream, I was a little curious, like if my thumb doesn't heal, will I still be able to do coin magic lecturing? So I thought maybe we'll give you a little preview and a learning experience. And then after this, we're going to go down the rabbit hole of, here's the preview. Here it is. Captivate your audience. Presentation, misdirection, practice, and structure. We're going to do this. I'm going to make this, before we do this, violin rosin. I'm learning coin magic now. I get sweaty palms, slippery $50 every time. Maybe these are your hope. Get some of these dragon milled Copeland coins. Yeah, I don't know. I have dry hands, so I'm not the best person to answer that question. For dry hands, I use the O'Keeffe's Working Man's. And for wet hands, I do this. So there's my advice for wet hands. All right, we're going to secrete 4 coins in classic palm position, secretly, slightly stepped. Hold a wand. This is going to disguise our palming hand a little more naturally. That's why we hold the wands, to conceal the palming. Now we can do our hook, our presentation, where we suggest that taking a little silver off the tip of the wand and then applying some pressure allows us to make 2 coins. It's one more than we wanted, but with a little impromptu magic, we can squeeze the first one into the second one and make it look like one. Sure, why not? I'm going to take that second one out of the first one and look in between the first one and the second one. That should be coin number 3. That's right in between the first 2, and that's 1, and that's 2, and that's 3. And if I take a little pinch off each one, I can push the pieces together, kind of press the particles and make the last coin. And while not perfect, it turns out that, yes, indeed, we can do coin magic with the rubber, with the band-aided thumb. Here's your 1-minute tutorial. 4 coins secreted in classic palm, lightly stepped. The wand allows for the natural handling. I pull a piece of silver off. Look, I'm using the Mellini subtlety to conceal. I'm using the Mellini subtlety. Placing the particle of silver and then loading the coin with the Laham mask load. So I drop one of the 4 into my hand as I apparently squeeze that particle into a coin. To produce the second one, I infer I can loosen this one, and then I drop one of the coins to my fingertips so I can make it appear as though I split it into 2 by dragging the first one across. I believe that's a Jay Sankey idea, as I think is this, rotating the coins one above the other. We still have 2 coins classic palmed. I'm just going to drop one of the 2 between them, and that makes the third one appear. And the last coin is a particle press production. I'll be teaching this on the Copeland Coin Magic Lecture as well. I probably will not teach this production, but as it turns out, yes, we can do coin magic. And if you'd like to learn more of these kind of things, Sunday, the 19th, Copeland Coins, 1 p.m. on the Loop. And if you want to learn beyond that, well, tell you what you should do next week. Turn into this site where we're going to go down this rabbit hole a little deeper. We'll look at all the courses, the library, the membership offerings, the members forum. We'll talk about the jam sessions, private lessons, how you get slight support, shop, and that's going to be, we'll do like open house next week. So that's all I have to say about that. See if I can do it with the thumb tip. I think I've embarrassed myself already with Let's try to keep Doug's embarrassment on the internet to a minimum. Did you see the coin debacle with the Eesh. Deuce Gala in the house? Congrats to you. I just saw your release of the Pop Hayden shtickle. Oh, the love this thing, the ice cream bar that doesn't melt. We love that, Deuce Gala. Thank you for the good word. And yeah, we'll talk about the course more next week. Let's right now make better magicians, folks. We're getting to the subject at hand, captivating your audience with presentation, misdirection, practice, and structure. These will be some basic tips on the subject. My hopes are that we find a few new students or even a few old ones that find a tip or two in these lessons. And if you do happen to find such a thing, potentially life-changing, because these are important things that we need to know as a magician. Let's start with presentation, and we can sum it up right here. Give your audience a reason to care and ensure something of interest is happening all the time. Thank you for coming to my TED Talk. That's the evening's entertainment. I'll see you next Wednesday at 4 p.m. The automatic producer there, Alex Elmsley's theories on competent magic. Make sure something of interest is always happening. Don't be doing long-winded dealing tricks that bore your audience. And give them a reason to care. Connect your magic to their life and make it meaningful for them. It's not too hard to do if you put a little bit of thought into it. All right, here's some tips. You want a stronger magic presentation. You're going to start with a quick one, something flashy. And this moment should provide an introduction to your character, And if you don't have a character, you'll need to get one. The good news is the best one is probably just an exaggerated version of yourself, like me now, like me on YouTube. When I'm at home, I'm not like this. Salutations, wife, welcome home. I'm like, hey, babe, what's up? But when I present myself to an audience, I dial the notch up a little bit, and give them a little bit more. That's not to say it's the right answer. Maybe your character is a dragon, or maybe your character is sexy. I don't know. You do you. It could be something different. But if you can find that character and then use a little humor or drama, to give your audience a sense of what this whole show is going to be about. So flashy opener, characters introduced, and you're going to be doing this through scripting your magic. And this is something I refrain from doing for too long. And when I script, I don't go deep down scripts. Mine are pretty simple. We'll talk a little bit about it in a minute. It's basically a good opening, something in the middle, and then a good finale. The more important thing is that we rehearse the script. So rehearse, not just practice. We'll talk about that in a minute too. And then super tip is audience interaction. If you want to have the best magic you can, engage your audience throughout your act. Use their names, ask them questions, have them hold things, and give them a reason to care. Yes, Tim, you could be a curmudgeon. That's fine. Just be something. Grumpy old man is fine. Not bad. Oh, you got the dicey dots. They are on the way. I recall packaging those dots. Thank you. All right, let's move on here. Scripting your magic. Here's some words on that. Take your tricks, turn those into routines, and then you turn your routines into acts. You want to start a script with a strong opening hook. Captivate your audience from the opening sentence. For example, just, the coin production. It's that we magicians carry magic wands so that we can grab a little silver off the end of the wand. And if you apply pressure to the silver, we can make a coin. So that's an example, right, of how to engage my audience and give them a reason to care. I'm educating them to why magicians carry a magic wand, because we can take silver off the end, give it a squeeze, and make a silver dollar. Here, check that out. And then I hand it to them, and now they can feel and they're involved in the effect. And this is what I'm talking about with a strong opening hook. Midway through this trick or routine or act, I'm going to use jokes and drama, maintaining interest in the effect. And then I always recommend a closing line, some patter line, after we produce the coins. And and that's how magicians make the big bucks. Something of that nature. You'll want to develop seamless transitions from one moment to the next, be it from one trick to the next or one routine to the next in an act. This is going to be developed through dress rehearsals, which we will get to momentarily, prop management, and again, plan moments for audience interaction. What do I got? What's the last thing here? Rehearsal and refinement. Practice thoroughly. Perform every chance you can. That's probably the most important thing you can. You really want the best advice? Sorry. This sums it all up. Perform every chance you can. That's how you really get good. So yeah, and truthfully, it's actually at its best, it's all about them. It seems as though it might be about you, but if you're doing your job at its optimal, it's going to be about them through you. So that's, I believe this. Nick asked, can you use jokes and drama and yada? I think you can do anything with magic. I've seen all of the rules broken successfully, and yes is the answer. It's like David Blaine makes jokes sometimes, but he's not really a funny guy. But they'll make you laugh in the show, but he's not like yuckity yucking it up, It's different ways to add humor to a dramatic event. As I say these words too, know that this, while I am confident that I'm competent on these subjects, I'm not a master. If you want to master the subject that we're talking about today, things like strongest magic using audience interaction with personalization, participation. By the way, it's not really funny to embarrass your spectators. Empower them. Too many magicians still make fun of their spectators. Let's not do that anymore. It's the new millennium. Let's be real about this. I was trying to get to the books. Where's the books? This is where you really want to go. You're going to get Showmanship for Magicians. You're going to get Maximum Entertainment by Ken Weber, Strong Magic by Darwin Ortiz, and Anything by Eugene Berger, Pete McAbee, and David Regal. And if you don't do these things, well, you're not being the best magician you can be. I'm going to give you a few more here. We'll get through this list, and then we'll move on to the misdirection. More tips for engaging your audience. Eye contact. Don't look at yourself. Don't look at your props. Sometimes you'll want to do that occasionally, but for the most part, you'll want to look at your audience. And when you practice your magic, you should practice addressing your audience and not looking at you. You should also present to the person in the back row. When you emote, when you perform, talk to the person in the back. Make sure everyone hears you, feels you. Use callback techniques. Reference earlier parts of your act. This is especially true for humor. Double down on that. Makes a cohesive experience. And as you do all of these things, pacing is important. You're probably going too fast. I know I am all the time. Slow down. Let me stop again. This is maybe the second most important tip. Slow down. And then when you think you're going too slow, slow down some more. Everybody always goes too fast. There we go. You know it, right? We go too fast. Homework. Thank you, Deuce. I tried to get this right. And again, all of these lessons will be in text form for review on the site if you want to go back and dig in. All right, so once you've got these bare bones down and we know how to look people in the eye and, be funny and have a character, we got a strong opener, we've got words to say. You want to perform every chance you get. We said that. Here's a great one. Record your performances and for analysis, do some self-reflection. And then do this, adapt and improve. So after each performance, reflect on what worked and what didn't, and then continually refine your act based on feedback. Feedback can be invaluable. If you can find a director, wow, you're blessed. Maybe you have a good friend. Lastly, a magician. Like, that would be the last place I'd go to get. So yeah, if you're listening to me, you're doing it wrong. I do believe magicians have magic brain. We magi think different ways after a year or two of being in this rabbit hole, and it's better to have some unclouded views from the laity per se. Yeah. There's the automatic producer. Everyone go get the collected works of Alex Elmsley and read that, and then reread it, and you'll have competent magic. We talked about this already. And there's your book list as well. All right, that's most of the lesson. And we've got 2 more topics. We're going to talk about misdirection, and then we're also going to talk about routining and structuring your act and drive home some of the points. And yeah. All right, moving along. What's the next topic? Misdirection. That's actually a misnomer. That is not the topic. The topic is direction. Misdirection is constant direction. Yeah, the goal is constantly command your audience attention. You're going to use psychology to exploit natural tendencies and human biases. Man, did I write that? That sounds fancy. Using psychology to exploit natural tendencies and human biases. It's pretty simple. Techniques include movement, using bright objects, color, maybe sound as well would be, and I didn't list sound, but verbal and social cues to direct attention. I made a list. Let's find out what some of them could be. Misdirection techniques. So again, let me reiterate that our goal here is not to be like, I put the coin in this hand and I don't want them to look here. So I go, hey, look at, I'm not abruptly changing my audience's attention. I'm always changing their attention. Remember the eye contact? Earlier, we have the eye contact working for us. If you're doing this all of the time, you're going to be maintaining those sight lines and controlling vision. If you have the audience's name, you have an invaluable tool. Ask someone a question. Holy cow. Ask someone a question. See if they can look away from you. So audience looks where you look. Control their gaze with your own. The eye follows the moving object. It's true. It's true. So if something moves, like the magic wand, that's where the eye's going to go. You see a magician doing the cups and balls? He's waving this thing around, so you're not looking at the hand palming the ball or, whatever. We take this to a minute level with this lesson. Move the clean hand first. Move the clean hand first to draw attention to the innocent hand. I like to demonstrate this with this trick, which y'all have seen me do a million times. But I think this is an ideal example of moving the clean hand first in regards to a focused sleight of hand moment, right? So at this point, my left hand's going to do something dirty. So I'm going to move my right hand to draw attention over here. Now my right hand's going to do something dirty. So my left hand makes a movement and the right hand makes a movement before the left hand does its thing. Man, it's hard to say these things and to do them. So in a sense, I'm palming a coin. I'm going to drop it off as I pick one up. And when I do the drop off, I move that hand first because it's clean. The hand that makes the steal moves a moment after the clean hand moves out of the way. And using this, we can control our audience's attention and even a focal, like 1 foot area. Move the clean hand first. This is a good rule of thumb for all sleight of hand magic. We mentioned the joke, use humor. That's as good as asking a question. You make a joke, people naturally close their eyes. They're laughing. It's hard to pay attention. Ask a question and get names and use them. Say their name and you have their gaze. Further learning, magic by misdirection. Let's look at this for just a second. Let's say I recommend magic by misdirection and you're not sure where to do this. We can do here. You could go to Learn Sleight of Hand. I have all of the classics. This is our free public library. And we can go to the books on sleight of hand. And I added Magic by Misdirection today. Happy to find Google Books also offers public domain magic text. And this is Daryl Fitzke's volume on Magic with Misdirection. Part of his trilogy, including Showmanship for Magicians and The Trick Brain. So, offering the student classic text on the subject matter, part of the Learn Sleight of Hand experience coming to you soon. Man, I was just looking at the contents of the Best of Slidini and more. You want to go down a misdirective rabbit hole? Go open those books. But the best one is Leading with Your Head by Gary Kurtz. I mention this occasionally. Those that know this is the volume with the goods. I believe Doc Eason sells this. Doc Eason Magic. He has a shop. Go find that Gary Kurtz manuscript. That's your homework. Look, that's your official homework. Go find the Gary Kurtz Leading with Your Head manuscript. This will make you better than anything I've said today. It's collegiate level. This is introductory. The collegiate level. It is. You're right, Nick. I'll accept that compliment. All right. Lastly, we're rounding it down. I got 1 or 2 slides, and then we can all go do something else. Maybe we'll watch X-Men 97. It's Wednesday. It's time to watch the season finale. Routining and rehearsal. Preparing your act for the public. I think we mentioned this one already. Structuring a magic act, flashy opener. Start with something quick and visual. Establish your character. I'm reiterating myself, but it's an important thing, so do that. Rule of 3. This is the way. This is the way. Okay. How do you put an act together? And I say do this. Pick 3 tricks that you like. Chain them together. Like pick 3 ace tricks. Have one that produces the aces, have a cool thing in the middle that happens with the spectators' hands on at the end, and then maybe a nice finale assembly for your finale. 3 tricks, chain them together in a cohesive fashion, and now you have a routine. And if you can get 3 routines, well, now you have an act. You might even have a show. You might be ready to work. So, rule of 3. It's a classic theatrical element, and it makes you remember the material easier, and it's just a good way to have good rhythm and anticipation. I'm driving this one home. Audience interaction. Engage your audience throughout. Make it about them. When you understand that people care about themselves more than they care about anything, and the more you can make moments about them, the stronger your performance will be received. Having the ability to be a magician and give people the power to be magical or have magical things happen to their universe, it's one of the most memorable things that can happen to a human being. Please don't treat that lightly. It helps if you have effective prop management, pocket management. Let me tell you this, you can learn all the tricks in the world. If you haven't rehearsed and dress rehearsed, no, I'm not talking about practicing your sleights. You might have the best classic palm in the world, but if you're done with the coin trick and you go put it in the pocket with the sponge bunnies, and then where's the deck of cards? Did I leave the thing in my case? And you don't know where you're going from one trick to the next. If you haven't properly rehearsed your act and your tricks and your routines, there's going to be stumbling blocks in the performance. And so as I talk about effective prop management, pocket management, you're going to need to dress rehearse. Strong closer. Well, that's obvious. Put your best routine at the end. Thanks, Captain Obvious. That's that. All right, here's our wrap up. Rehearse your magic. Practice, practice, practice. That's the general rule of magic, but that's the first rule. Once you get your practice done, if your sleights and maybe the tricks, you want to rehearse. And this is where you do the pattern and you put the things in your pocket. So you got 3 tricks in a row, and you're going to rehearse the tricks with the full patter and the presentations. And then the most important part is the dress rehearsal. And this is where you wear the clothes that you'll perform in, you put everything in your pockets, you rehearse the whole act, or at very least the routines, and treat it like a professional performance. During these dress rehearsals, maybe you mess up. If you mess up during the dress rehearsal, work through the moment and figure a way that you can navigate the mishap. Treat your rehearsals as though they're real world scenarios. Don't just throw in the white towel and say, I can't finish this. Just like the real world, you have to finish the moments. And here we are back again. Perform and reflect. Continuously perform. That's the number one. Perform every chance you can. Reflect. We're videotaping our performances. Maybe we have a director or a good friend, or God help us, the Magic Club. And then we're going to refine and improve. Every time we do this, our people enjoy magic just a little better. So there we go. Here's the conclusion. Flashy opener, audience interaction, use that rule of 3, have strong prop management, employ good stagecraft, practice and rehearse all of these things, and then perform and reflect. And the more you do that last step, the more you will improve. Perform and reflect. With dedication and practice, you can captivate your audience. Deliver the strongest form of theater known to mankind. You hear me? It's the strongest one. I mean, sure, there's some pretty good singers. And, there's big time wrestling. We do love a good play. But tell me something that can move a human being like a good magic performance. Nothing like it in the world. I might be biased, but that's my opinion. Oh, it's not going to be easy, by the way. In fact, good magic takes work. Good magic is extremely difficult. If you're looking to get off light and have an easy go of it doing good magic, you're in the wrong business. It's tough. So go get busy. Captivate your audience. Prestidigitation, misdirection, practice, and structure. Fin E. We did that. Well, as I stated earlier, I hope 1 or 2 or 3 of you found 1 or 2 or 3 tips that you'll remember, and maybe a show or 2 down the road you're thinking about, oh yeah, this can make my thing better, and let me record the act so that when I go home I can reflect on the things. At this point I wish I had my Apple fireworks set up. Man, so believing is so important. Yes, indeed, Kat. I actually had pulled these lecture notes. I was in the Discord last week with these lecture notes actually were printed upside down. I was in the Discord last Monday. We were talking about making magic moments believable. And at the end of these notes, I wrote an essay. There it is, on believe. And it is very important, I believe, in trying to give my audience a genuine, personal, and amazing experience. But that's easy to say, but what is that? Here's a good one. I believe you should work with your audience, not for them. Join the audience, become involved with the effect, and if you can blur the line between performer and spectator, you might be surprised that your audience will be even more surprised at the magic moments. In other words, if you're able to convince yourself that something magic is happening while it happens, then maybe your audience will feel that as well. Versus, let's look at 2 dynamics. I put the coin in my hand, and with magic breath, it disappears. And it's boisterous, and I'm commanding the elements to make the magic breath disappear. Powerful. Versus, if I take the coin and squeeze it, it gets so small I lose where sometimes I lost it. Where did it go? And so now I'm buying into the magic on my own level, and maybe now the audience is not as concerned about, it doesn't disappear, he's palming it. They're not as concerned about the method, maybe. I feel I'm rambling. Hello, Oliver Bell. Always good to see your name and face. All right, y'all, look, do I have anything do I have anything left to say? I mentioned earlier, if you could leave a comment below, I am going to be making some educated decisions about how to share this website with kindred spirits. A handful of you will have invites complimentary. Even more complimentary invites are coming next week. And then I'll be offering all of my YouTube members, thank you for being in my life. I'll be offering all YouTube members a considerable discount on some of these offerings. I'll give you one more peek at the shop. Nothing will be 50% off. I'm sorry, that is a bad coupon. This is the big price tag. The premium membership includes a live lesson with me every month. So this price point, the biggest one, you get a live coaching session every month in addition to all of the other things. We'll do one more look at everything next week. We'll get this open to some students, and boom. That's what's happening in my world. I'm going to close this. Thank all the kindred spirits for hanging with me on a Wednesday. It's been nice to be gone, and it's nice to be back. And hey, now I'm going to get back to work on it. Clock's ticking. I'll see you guys next week. Ciao for now.